I think we have, is that yes? Right. Much. Thank you so much. Welcome those who are in. Again, I'm going to say for those persons who are online, who are joining us online, we're encouraging you to be engaged in the meeting. We're asking you to put on your videos. If you're not driving, we understand, but we want to make sure that you are out also as engaged in the meeting as we are. So Shelby, Casey, Donnelly, who else we got on there? Close that out. Deborah and Tamika, please put on your videos. I know Tamika is driving, so we can excuse her. But everyone else, we want to make sure that you engage in our meeting today. And again, I want to welcome all of you to our Rotary meeting. This, of course, is it our fourth meeting, our fifth meeting in our new year?
This is our fourth meeting.
This is our fourth and the last meeting for July.
Correct.
So we're pretty excited in terms of what's going to be happening. Our speaker is in the house, so I'm going to invite, I think we have everybody here to get everything started. So I'm going to invite PP Jamal to come and call us to order. Please give him a hand as he comes.
Oh, wow, we can do better than that. Right. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. As president today, it looks like. Right, yeah, thank you so much. Right, okay, so let us start by doing the invocation. Who can be invited to do that? Rotarian Ebony is here. Yes, Ebony.
Okay, so fire. Thank you, Lord, for thy thy many blessings. As we meet today in fellowship and service to our fellow man. We thank thee for the food which thou givest. Amen.
I thought I used to have a big event with my pastor Simon. Thank you so much. Okay, let's continue on now with the loyal toast. I'm going to ask Rotarians to meet up to lead us in the loyal toast.
Let us raise our glasses to the King and to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
To the King and the Commonwealth of the
Bahamas. Rotarians to meet up. All right, where are we at now? So we have 1 minute before we do a welcome, so I'll just yes.
You don't have to worry about that time. Don't worry about that
Yeah,
time.
let's go straight into it.
Yep.
Okay, we go straight into it.
You can let our guests know she can sit.
Yes. Thank you, past President Chantel. All right. Do we have any visiting Rotarians with us today? Either here or there?
Right, honorable.
How are you?
Jackie Roberts, same as a visitor Rotarian?
No, you're not.
Right. Anyone online that we have visited with us today?
I good.
Right, honorable.
I see there's someone that has right honorable. I know that's not a number here.
I only miss Gary.
Right, honorable.
That is
We all
my
are right
guess.
honorable.
Yes, that is
Okay,
my
all right,
guess. Mr. Alton Moss.
Okay, great. So we'll get back to Alton. We're gonna formally welcome you in the next segment, just in one moment, please. Thank you, Rotarian Shelby. Any other visiting Rotarians with us?
Sorry, I thought we were on
I don't
guest.
see
Sorry.
any.
No worries. No, well, okay. So we all Rotarians here today and afar online. Now, Shelby, you can you said your guesses are Alton.
Yes, I was so excited. I'm so sorry I jumped. I have two guests on today, looks like. I have Alton Moss and I have Miss Casey Munker.
Awesome. Rotarians.
Miss-
Yes,
Silva
Shelby,
Barnaby should
I
be
have a
on
fine.
shortly. Sorry, what's my
Shelby.
fine? I am so sorry.
I'm fine. Joshua is on as well.
Josh, oh, I'm so sorry, Josh. Yes,
Yes.
Josh is there. Thank you so much for coming.
I tell you, Rotary and Shelby, you on a roll. You got 3 visitors with us today. Yeah, let's welcome them.
Thank you.
So I got Joshua, I got Alton, and I think the other person you mentioned was it Erica?
Casey.
Casey.
Mhm.
It's Casey, yes, Casey, right. I'm very pleased to have all 3 of you here with us today. We hope that this meeting today is rewarding to you and that we will see you again at some of our other meetings going forward. All right, okay, Rotarians, so we welcome our guests. Let's now continue to. Oh, we have announcements?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Oh, Danny, okay, Danny, we welcome you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. Today is July 25th, which marks the ending of our theme for July, and the Child Health Month. But August is membership and new health development. And Rotarian, of course, would share some remarks in regards to that. And we have some exciting things planned for August. But just by way of announcement, it's switcherific time. So we're having our first fundraiser in the month of August. We will be selling switcherific drinks, like lemonades. And the purpose for this fundraiser is for us to raise funds so that we can support our Interact Club to help them with materials such as shirts, pins, and awards that will be needed. IPP Chantel is the lead for this particular fundraiser. If you purchase drinks, we send the funds to our account by wire transfer. Sorry, you can send a note to our treasurer, Rotary Gabriel, or if you come to the meeting with the funds in hand, President IPP Chantel will collect those funds from you. Further information in terms of flyer, as well as the forms for you to fill out for persons who purchase. Will be provided in our WhatsApp group later on. And the only thing they have to do is purchase it. We will deliver it to them. We will get it to them. So it's very easy. Friendly. So I just thank you for your time.
All right, come on, let's give Danny a round of applause. Thank you very much, Danny. Thank you very much. One applause. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you so much, Danny, for bringing us up to date. Like you said, this is our focus on mothers and mothers' health. So we're so happy to have our guest speaker with us today, who will be introduced very, very shortly. But of course, Danny indicated that next month will be Members Month. And of course, you would have already seen some new stuff happening in the meeting today. So if you have not only a pin on, but if you have your name tag on, let me see you raise your hand. If you don't have your name tag on, that's going to be a fine. That's going to be a fine if you don't have your name tag on. So if you don't have your name tag on, is that, let me see if I can see properly. Can I see properly? Is it? Jim, how did you walk past that big old box with all of those names? So yeah, I'm gonna give you a minute, so that you will not. Sorry?
Yes, the new members.
Oh, the new members, I'm excusing the new members, but everyone else should have their name tag on, so I'm gonna give you 1 minute to make sure that you get your name tag. Jamal, make sure that you have your name tag. You do. Excellent.
Do now.
So all of our members, we're making sure that you know who you are and you know who we are. So your name tag would be right at the back, ready for you to put it on so that we would be able to recognize each other. I think we had some new persons that came into the meeting. Trista Martin. Trista, are you a visiting Rotarian or are you a guest of someone? Trista Martin?
She's a guest of Dwayne's baby.
All right, Dwayne, thank you very much, Trista, for joining our meeting today. And like I said earlier, we want to ensure that we keep everyone engaged. A little birdie, I think I said it earlier, a little birdie told me that people who come to Zoom meetings and they have their videos off, they're probably frying chicken in the background or they folding up clothes. So we want to make sure that you are engaged. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you. You know, so you're not putting the clothes. So Shelby, come on, let me see you put on your video, Shelby. Let them see you. Say hi to everyone. Casey, Munker, you're a visitor, but we want to welcome you, Casey. Come on, Casey, put on your video. Let's see what you look like. You are the guest of Shelby. Hey, Shelby. Deborah, iPhone. Deborah, let's see what you look like. That's what Casey looks like. Hey, Casey. Be careful driving, Casey.
I'm one of those that are driving.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Shabbat. And who else? The right honorables, the guest. Shelby, come on, let's see what you look like. You are a guest, but we want to make sure that you are welcome. So let's see what you look like. Angelique, hi Angelique, Cat Island, right? Angelique is in the house. Angelique, let's say, put on your video, let's see what you look like. And who else we got here? Letitia Vashti, let's see what you look like. Put on your video. I think Monique may be driving. I think she's picking up some gas. So Monique, we know that you're there. And Trista, let's see what you look like, Trista and Raquel. It's very important for us to be engaged. We are, RCN is a Rotary Club that engages our members and our guests. And that's why it's so important for us not only to join via Zoom, but also engage in the meeting by having our videos on. A couple of things I want to bring us up to date on just before we go on. As we heard, next month is Members Month, and we've already started. One of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to be encouraging you to put on your name tag so that when visitors come, they can recognize who you are and we can address persons properly. Another thing, and let me just say this to you, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention very quickly? I want to say this to those in person and online. Your board, your Rotary board has hit the ground running. We met last night, late into the evening last night. And listen, a lot of the persons, all of the persons on the board are committed. And it was so happy and refreshing to see these men and women who are willing to give up their time. That's good. Many people don't know what my first name is actually on my name tag. So my first name is actually Keto, but it's actually on my name tag. So if you get a chance, come and see what my real name is. But the board, I just want to say the board is working extremely hard to make sure that RCN is going to be a club that all of you visitors, all of those of you who are joining us today as visitors would be happy to be a part of this club. One of the things that we talked about last night, ensure that all of our members are going to be up to date with their dues. Now, I now have authorization to say this. I am happy to say that all of your board members are either 100% paid up to date today or 50% paid up to date. Come on, give it up for your board members. The board has made a decision and they said that we will be financial and we will lead from the front. So I'm encouraging all of those of you who are online and those of you in the room to please ensure that you pay your dues. I'll be asking you for it to be done within the first 90 days of this new calendar year. So that's July, August, by September 31st, that we are all up to date with our dues. Remember, those dues are used to build the club and to fund various charitable events that we have for the year. So again, we are very excited. We have birthdays to talk about today. I saw a lot of birthdays in the chat. Rotarian Gibson, Rakira, is she on?
No, she's not.
She's not on, but I saw everyone sending a happy birthday today. And of course, she's the 25th, but later this week, Joan,
Eh.
Joan, come on now, Joan, you gotta do the dance. You gotta do the dance.
You ready?
Joan, Peter. Oh, look at, y'all should see Joan do this dance. Joan, you show it this now. Come on, Joan, come on, let's see you do something.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dottie, when your time comes, you can dance, all right? That's all right. I'll be ready. So Joan, we want to wish you a happy birthday. And we wish you the absolute very best as you prepare for that. Last thing before I go, well, two last things before I go, your buddy popcorn. Make sure, how many persons know who their buddy is? Listen, I should give you all a treat just because you all came together.
Again.
Who else? Who else have their buddy here? Who else their buddy is here? Nobody else? Listen, find out who your buddy is. We're going to be sending out the new buddy list at the end of the month. So find out who your buddy is and make sure to connect to them. And the very, very last thing I have to say today is many of you, you almost stick together. Eh? Yeah.
The 6 months you all had. We need to start.
They're gonna call it somebody right now. Shelby, who's your buddy? Hey, Shelby still there? Who's your buddy, Shelby?
My buddy is Miss Dorica Pratt Pitt, I think.
Pip.
She's on.
Jerika.
Hey,
So
buddy.
Jerika,
Is my buddy
your
on?
buddy is on.
Yes, she's
I
on.
am.
Now,
Good
this-
afternoon.
This person is, hi, Jerika. Now, this person is always bragging about their buddy. Always
Thank
bragging
you.
about their buddy. Larry, who's your buddy? Who's your buddy, Larry?
Oh, good answer.
Larry, I can let you get away with that.
Good answer.
Who is Larry's buddy? This person always bragging that they are Larry's buddy. I
That's
saw
Larry.
her.
That's Larry. That's a former buddy.
Oh, Gabby.
Yeah, his current
All
one
right.
is Crystal. His former one was Gabrielle. Yes.
All right, Gabby always bragging about that. Then
Yes.
finally, this morning, we sent out a member survey. A member survey. How many persons have already got a chance to complete it? I know everybody in the board has already completed it. How many of you, no one else has completed it? But before you leave today, thank you so much, John. Before you leave today, please pull out your phones. It's only going to take 4 to 5 minutes to complete it. We want to hear from you. We want to know what we can do to make sure that the Rotary Club of Nassau is going to be a very strong club for 2023. And with that, we're going to invite Alondra to come and introduce our guest presenter. Alondra?
Right, hold on. So, let me think.
While Alondra is coming, I just wanted to make a note that our president is not in today. He sends his apologies for another engagement that he has, very pressing engagement, but he will be here next week. Thank you.
A very pleasant good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. Mistress Ampisam Simonette is a senior registered nurse, state certified midwife, and is a lactation management consultant. She holds a bachelor's degree in management from St. Benedict College, a master's degree in advanced nursing administration from the University of the West Indies. Vice President for the Bahamas National Breastfeeding Association, Mistress Ampisam Simonette is a Commonwealth citizen having Sri Lanka as her birthplace. She lived in Malaysia till high school, where she left to pursue a nursing career in the United Kingdom, both basic and postgraduate midwifery. While in the UK, she met a young Bahamian engineer by the name of MJ Simonette, who swept her off her feet, marrying her 51 years ago and bringing her home with him to the Bahamas. September 15, 1973. Post-independence with their firstborn, who was 5 months at the time. Mrs. Ampusam and her husband have 3 additional children, 2 daughters and another son who are all adults that blessed her with 5 wonderful grandchildren. Mrs. Ampusam Simonette has spent 38 years at the Princess Margaret Hospital, starting as a staff nurse and rising as area supervisor, having responsibility for gynae wards, later surgical suites, and last at private servicing. She has also taught midwifery for 7 years at the Old School of Nursing, Sandlin, and she spent some time at the Ministry of Health in the office of the Director of Nursing from 2005 to 2006, while serving as president of the Nurse Association of the Bahamas. As president of the Nurse Association of the Bahamas, Mistress Simonette attended regional and international meetings representing the Bahamas in Curacao, London, Geneva, Singapore, and Taipei. In addition, she served as the health respondent after the earthquake in Haiti in February of 2010, being the oldest member of the team. After fulfilling 38 years of nursing, Mistress Simonette took an early retirement and joined the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief as administrator for 1 year and a half. As VP of the Bahamas National Breastfeeding Association, she is involved in promoting breastfeeding as the best choice of infant nutrition. Mistress Ampusam Simonette is a member of the Caribbean Women in Leadership, past member of Empty Bowls Bahamas, and an active member of Calvary Bible on Collins Avenue. Her life quote is, "It is not where you are from or who your parents are or what position you hold, but what matters is what you do where you are, touching lives positively." Let us welcome Mistress Simonette.
Hi. It's indeed a pleasure to be around this auspicious group of young people who have given me the honor to come and speak with you all. I'm the VP. My president is in Africa, therefore I get the opportunity to do things here in New Providence. And it's indeed a pleasure to be here to come and share. As it was said, I am very privileged to have had the pleasure of working in maternal and child health for a long time. That was my passion, purpose, and perception all throughout my nursing career. And I was so glad that you all asked me to speak on maternal and child health, the focus. As you know, maternal and child health involves two people, 2 lives. You have the mother and the baby, and it's such an important area because if the mother is ill, then the baby is affected. And one of the things we always look out for is to have a skilled people to look after this group of people, the mother and the baby. If you do not have skilled people, then we find that we have lost identifying problems in the mother or the baby. It's important that they get triaged early in their pregnancy so they can identify them as low risk or high risk or intermediate risk. Low risk, they go to the ordinary clinics. Where they are intermediate risk, they are followed up closely. But if they're high risk, then they are siphoned to the consultants to see them in the specialist clinic in the hospital. Why do we do that? Because it's so important that we identify concerns early so that we can address them appropriately. And for a long time, we have been privileged. I think Bahamas have taken a very good step in terms of providing the primary health care. For an island 21 by 7, we have about 9 clinics, but we have charging our people to attend it, make use of it, because a lot of other countries with land masses do not have this kind of clinic. And a lot of people don't realize how fortunate we are, because all the repeated governments have addressed the maternal child health issue very strongly.
Trying again.
I tried contingency plan.
Okay, good.
You can go to the second, third,
Fourth.
As we again emphasize, prenatal care is crucial. Prenatal care is crucial for identifying conditions because we have to have timely management and treatment and to anticipate and apply the appropriate response. Observing the well-being of the mother and fetus and the development, if there are any, they're meeting the expected goals. As you know, the midwife doctor usually auscultates your feet and your abdomen and also measures whether you're growing. And if there are any indications that there are any pitfalls there, then they have to address it, because then we are fortunate enough to have scans and things like that to determine why there's a problem, if there is excessive fluid in the uterus, or if there's amniocentesis fluid, which means that there is insufficient amniotic fluid for the baby to grow. And okay, what are the benefits of breastfed baby versus formula? And just refer to this. What are the benefits for the babies? As you know, babies who are breastfed, they have antibodies from the mother. And then you also find that.
Huh? Hard to see it?
Yeah.
Just
on the right.
Yeah.
As you grow up, the eyes get a little bit deficient and the hearing gets deficient. But we work along with it.
Yes.
As you know, the benefits of breastfeeding is we have healthier children because they have antibodies that will prevent them from contracting childhood illnesses that causes them to have hospital admissions and whatnot. The other thing is they cope better with simple conditions because they have the antibodies in them to overcome it. You find the breastfed children may have a cold or cough, but they don't get sick. Like they say in the Bahamas, it falls off their back. Don't you use a word? Something like that, no? I might be getting it mixed up. And then there's a lower risk of asthma and obesity as well. And then the type 1 diabetes and sudden infant death syndrome. Have you heard of this? Where babies die. So you're quite familiar with those things. I might have been reinforcing it because it seemed to be well versed in maternal child health. But I thought for me to talk about what I want to, I need to be a little. Yeah. And as I told you before, the antibodies passes on from the mother to the baby. And then you also have that breast milk is very digestible. And then it changes according to the baby's development. You know, it is not like a formula is the same. It doesn't change. But for a baby, the breast milk changes according to its needs, according to its growth. And also, it builds the baby's immune system, we mentioned, and reduce the risk of health conditions. It is the right temperature. And for the mother, what are the benefits? Benefits for the mother is bonding. That actual holding the baby to the breast, the skin to skin, creates the kind of bonding a baby needs. That is a security. You know, we don't realize that, you know, when I first had my first baby, I stayed home 13 months. I never let anybody touch my baby. I came to the Bahamas and then the second and third and fourth thing. I didn't stay home, I went to work. And so all the other three, they behave differently to me compared to my oldest son. I don't want them to be different, but I can see the difference. The difference. I don't know whether I'm supposed to be sad or happy, but they're all grown up now, but I take them all for their differences, you know? The evolution of the uterus, which is good. You know, when you're not pregnant, your womb is this size, like this size. When you're pregnant, it grows this size. And the placenta where the blood is passing from the mother to the baby through the cord, through the placenta, you have holes to transfer this blood from you to the baby. But when the placenta is expelled, you have a whole space of holes, sinuses where leaks blood. That's why you have bleeding after delivery. By breastfeeding, what happens is contractions of the uterus happens. It's a normal phenomenon because the oxytocin is released from your posterior pituitary gland and your prolactin from the anterior pituitary gland is also released. The oxytocin helps the contraction. That's why when mothers breastfeed, they have a little after pains after the delivery. And also the prolactin is an enzyme which goes hormone that goes and alerts the alveoli in your breast to produce the milk because the baby is here. And then it also helps the contributing ducts to contract. So you have contraction of the womb as well as the contraction of the milk ducts for the milk to come out, to flow out. So what has one of the dangers of hemorrhage after delivery is if there's no control there, you can have a dead mother because one of the leading causes of mortality and morbidity is postpartum hemorrhage, hemorrhage after delivery. And in developing countries, a lot of some examples of deaths that happen because of no appropriate care post-delivery. National benefits, the health dollar savings. What do I mean by that? Less newborn hospital admissions. As I told you, they may get sick, the babies, but nothing too drastic that they have to get admitted, okay? And then you have absenteeism of mother is reduced. What do I mean by that? A happy mother makes a happy worker, employer. Huh? She don't tell the boss, I gotta go home, why baby's sick. If the baby's well, she's going to produce for you because she's going to have, she can concentrate on your work and be a good employee. And that is something that, we don't realize, a happy mother produces more than a mother who's concerned about the baby because the baby is sick. Productivity and economic wealth. I think that there is, it is said that $3 billion in excess is accumulated when you have more breastfeeding. So which means that you're adding more to the global finances to do things that are important for nationals and global citizens. So that is something that we haven't done it in our local scene, but that is something we could encourage our College of the Bahamas UB students to research on what are the amount of money they save. Because when I used to do domiciliary visiting with the pupil midwives, I used to tell the mother, now, the money you save on not buying breast milk, call it the milk money for education for the baby. And that used, because if you go to the stores and look for a carton of milk, whatever, I don't even know what they're using now. But if you go to buy a lactogen or SMA, it's quite expensive. Yeah. Huh? $40, imagine, and how long does it last?
A week?
So 40 times 52. Oh, no, 52, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can save that amount of money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Honestly. And then environmental degradation. What do I mean by environment? When you are a breastfeeding mother, you do not have bottles, teats, and sterilizers and the cans of milk that you have to discard. When you discard things, what do you need? You need land fills, eh? By breastfeeding, you're saving your land. And that is, people don't realize all the things that happens, right? And when hurricane comes, what happens? The mother, she doesn't have to go look for sterile water and things to make the baby. She can sit on top of your roof and breastfeed the baby. While the people are saving the others. I'm making a joke, but that's the truth. Because a mother is a producer and the baby is a consumer. So it goes directly from the supplier to the recipient, the consumer. And less deforestation and destruction of the ozone layer. Why am I talking about that? When you raise cows, what happens? You need forests, land to pasture. With forestry, what happened? All the green trees are gone and there's no exchange of gases or oxygen, carbon dioxide. So the ozone layer gets damaged. And then you have industries to make the milk, which means that you're piping up all the energy, all the pollution, and it destroys your ozone layer. And that's another thing that we don't pay attention to. And now not so much about climate change. And then you don't use up all your land because you have less receptacles, because the supplier and the consumer have direct delivery. I have given you all a piece of paper. Yes. I want you all to think about it because I have a little assignment for you all while you're finishing up this meeting. Yeah. Think of the Bahamas National Breastfeeding Association has taken on this World Breastfeeding Week, which is next week, 1st of August to the 7th. Every year we do things to sensitize our population and also engage people. And this year's theme is enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents. Think about it and see what are things you all can do to make a difference. As you all are the employers and in the workforce, can you think of a couple of reasons while I'm still talking? And the other thing I wanted to remind you all about is the UNICEF facts supports my presentation. We have about 820,000 lives that are saved because we breastfeed children. And the children under 5 years of age, okay? And the breastfeeding babies, as I said before, less diabetes and obesity, prevents about 20,000 women from ovarian cancer. And 11 out of the 156 countries comply with ILO providing a hygienic place for the mothers to express milk in the workplace. That is sad to know that some people have to go in the bathroom to express. Bathroom and expressing milk food don't go together, do they? So we need to be sensitized, and we are trying to beg our employers stop thinking. Because one of the main reasons that breastfeeding was cut short was because the reason given by the survey they did in the Ministry of Health 2 or 3 years ago was they couldn't breastfeed because they had to go back to work and they couldn't express, and those were very prominent excuses. And how can we as employers be more sensitive to them? Because as I told you before, if you treat your mothers well, they're going to work well for you. That's a loyalty they will, because when you show kindness and compassion to your workers, they're going to reciprocate, won't they? Especially if you take, oh, how's the baby doing? Oh, everything's going well. Okay, time for you to go for your break. go and feed the baby, if she lives nearby, or through the nursery, where she can go quickly breastfeed and come, or she can have a place where she can express the milk and store it in the fridge and take it home later. Globally, only 49% of working mothers have statutory maternity leave. Canada, they're lucky, they have a whole year. Whole year, mothers have a whole year to maternity leave. We have 3 months, and we are now fighting, requesting to see whether our governance, people in governance can look at extending a little bit more. I think a certain group of union people have already gotten some extension in, I think, the public DPOU. Yeah, DCPOU have some extension, and we have approached the National Tripart Council to see if they can extend it for us to. If we cannot ask for 1 year like Canada, we are not in that capacity to do that. But then still look at it, because the World Health Organization is requesting that you exclusively breastfeed for 6 months, which is the recommended time. And if we have 3 months as a breastfeeding time, and the other, we were suggesting half-day working days, or a little bit more time. But I think if we look at that, we would have why we have a healthy children. Not only that, children who are breastfed, their IQ, they're receptive to learning, better learning outcomes. And any of you breastfed? All of your babies?
Yeah.
You could share that with us. What are the things that stands out about your baby?
Less cold. I just say breastfed both of my children for a year. Plus, they don't go into a lot of the cold stuff went about in the school. They're right.
Right, they're bright children. Huh? You should see, I have a 5-year-old granddaughter. The other day, there's a certain program she watches on TV. This children's program, Adelaide. I don't like that family, sorry. Because they're very rough, tough. I say, I want to train her to be a lady. But she's doing all the funny things that those children do. And I said, they run in the house and hide in the cupboard. I said, that is not safe. I said, those people, I don't like it. She said, Mommy, that they're okay. Amama, she calls me Amama, means mother's mother. And the other day I saw this new house and this family running all around the cupboard. And I said, why these people don't stop doing that? And then she said, Amama, they just renovated the house. I said, huh? Where you got this big word from? What I'm saying is, and she's very astute. I have not seen that closeness with my other children because you don't notice it. I have 5 grandchildren, but this one, she lives with us. And I watch everything. She picks up things so, she's bright. So I said, we have to keep her intellectual capacity, challenge her so that she can use it wisely and grow up to be a smart little person. And I forgot to tell you all about the SDG goals, Sustainable Development Goals. The first one is poverty. So in countries where there are a lot of babies to breastfeed, you also improve the mother's economic expenditure. You notice that we said that about, and the other, thank you so much. You think like a nurse. Thank you. And as I was, 5 more minutes again. As I was saying to you, 1st to the 7th is our breastfeeding week. And the first event that we're going to have is on the 1st and 2nd, we are providing a seminar workshop for all of you. It's from 5 to 9 p.m. It's a hybrid seminar. Either you can come like you all do here, or you can watch on Zoom. And that is 2 4-hour seminar, which will enable you to get a little bit more about what we are doing. And then give you a certificate at the end of it. So we can send you the Zoom link. And the other thing that is happening for us is there's a Monday and Tuesday, first and second, okay, 5 to 9. And it is the physical meeting at the Ministry of Health, and the Zoom link will be shown on your, we can send it to you. And the big latch on is a global program where all mothers across the world will come together. Those who are breastfeeding will come together, and all of them will place a baby on the breast at the same time. This is like that, all over the world. And this is going to be at 9:30 at the Ministry of Health. And we are asking mothers who are breastfeeding to come so they can support each other, you know. And on the Saturday, we have a church service at Seventh-day Adventist Church at Maranatha at 11 a.m. And on Sunday, we are going to church service again, BFM. So we have people who are Seventh-day, we respect that, and we also carry the others to the other church. And on Monday, the holiday, we have an umbrella thon. And what we've asked the mothers and different organizations to do is to decorate the umbrellas with the theme. The theme, as I said, is enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents. And they will display that. That will be like an educational tool. It'll be creative. It'll be using all your artistic talent to spread the message using the theme. And I will invite you all to participate. And they are going to have judging, you know, on that. And it's something else I'm going to share. Oh, and we are also going to walk from Ministry of Health down Nassau Street on Ponciana, across Augusta Street and back on Nassau and back to Ministry of Health. This is our way of making a statement. You know, this BNBA is made up of a very small group of women like me who are grown up. My grandson doesn't call me old. He says, "Mama, you're grown up." He's so tactful. He doesn't want to indicate that I've already passed 7 decades and heading on to the 7.5. And the oldest member in our team is the first icon president, Carlotta Class. Some of you might know, she's 84. And there are a couple of us all are retired. We should be staying home and minding our babies, but we're out here trying to fight for the campaign because the babies have no voice. So we have to be the voice and advocate that the baby gets the right nutrition and the mothers have the right to breastfeed this optimum nutrition for the baby. I thank you all very much. So y'all can put the little homework in there, y'all please. What are some of the things that enable?
You want us to go to you?
Yeah. Thank you.
You know. The count. Mr. Simonette, on behalf of Florida, I'd like to say thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us today. As a breastfeeding mother, I totally understand the benefits involved in breastfeeding the child. My neighbor mentioned that her shop is closed. However, this information can be used for all of us alike. It's just to share with others who are in our wider communities. All right. So thank you so much once again. Appreciate you. I can't call the names. I was quite that.
You know, I was gonna miss that.
All right, come on, let's give Ms. Simonette a round of applause. Very, very helpful information. I was very interested in seeing how she said that not only has breastfeeding helped economically, it impacts the entire nation, but it also impacts the mother and the child. That's very, very important for us to make sure that we encourage breastfeeding in our country. Any questions? Any questions do we have for Ms. Simonette? Mrs. Simonette? And how many years have you been married, Mrs. Simonette? 5 plus 1. Wow.
There's a question online.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Question
We have a
online.
question online. Go ahead. Question?
Good afternoon, everyone. Is there a cap when you should stop breastfeeding?
I didn't get that properly. Is there
a cap, like age cap?
a cap where you should stop breastfeeding? That's that question for you, Mom.
Give it a mic.
Hi, thank you for the question. WHO recommends that you exclusively breastfeed for 6 months and on to 2. If the baby is still feeding, but sometimes babies wind off a little, and then they come for comfort. Even after 3, sometimes they run to their mother and they, and even you see them doing that, but that is, you've already started the normal nutrition, so you would slowly observe them, Is that answer your question?
You did, thank you.
Yes, she said yes.
Thank you very much. Any other questions from online? Any other questions online or in the room? Yes, sir.
Find that my voice, they seem as though they prefer the formula. I mean, is there a way to get them back onto the breastfeeding or?
No, sometimes what happens is if you as a consumer of the services, of the services in the facility, you, mother, says, I want my baby exclusively breastfed, no bottles, no teeth, no water, nothing. You have to, I'm sorry to say, I'm part of the provider of care. If the mother doesn't say that, then sometimes people who are not that way convinced will do. And once you give the baby formula, there's a little confusion. Because if you used to wash your clothes in the washing machine and somebody tells you, no washing machine, wash it by hand, what do you want to do? You probably don't wash at all.
Right.
Why? Because it's easy to wash in the washing machine, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's the same thing when you think of a baby. Suckling on the breast is the natural. But if he's used to the rubber teeth, he doesn't want to go back on the nipple. So that's why we emphasize skin to skin breastfeeding initially as soon as the baby's born. Once the baby's well, you dry the baby and put the baby to the breast. So the bonding takes place. Why do I say that? Because it colonizes the mother's germs. So it doesn't get the nurses and all the different people touching the baby because the baby is getting colonized. And then we advise them to room in with the baby. Don't put the baby in the other room. Let the baby stay on the daddy's side. Daddy's side. Daddy can change a baby and pass the baby to you. So he's involved in this thing. And when she says, oh, my back is hurting or whatever, go rub the back, And when you tell her her lipstick looks good on her, what does she do? She'll buy the same color lipstick, same color dress, same color shoes, same color hat. Because she needs encouragement. And we learn all of this in order for us to succeed. with their mother. And sometimes they do go through a period of postnatal blues, huh? That's why the husband's encouragement and the partner's encouragement is very, very important.
Thank you very much, and we're gonna save the other questions for the parking lot. I'm pretty sure there are other questions that we have for the parking lot. I'm gonna invite, come right ahead, we're gonna do our raffle and our fines, come right up, come right up.
Fines over there, but raffle here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Hope you
afternoon.
guys enjoyed the meeting today.
Yay.
I am a representative of the foundation committee, and we are on a. So, our goals have been increased this year, so that means we need to have more fines, pay more fines, buy more raffle tickets, and get our happy dollars going. So anyone need a raffle ticket that didn't get one? No? Everyone got a raffle ticket? Good. So this week's raffle prize is Stay Fit. KNS,
Yes.
right, 30-day. Get in shape for that beach body. 30-day core challenge with Stay Fit KNS, and that's donated by the past president's daughter.
Yes.
Chantel, her daughter.
Yes.
So whenever they sell somebody a prize, they tell me they don't need to get fit. But anywho, you need to get fit. All right, so I'm going to ask our guests to pull our raffle, our winning raffle ticket today. No. That's a sign. Stir them up and just stir them up and just pick them up and pick it from the thing. Thank you. So the winning ticket today is 488. Joe dropped the ticket. 488-402.
Who is that? Larry? That the buddy carrier?
Excellent. Pass on his winnings too. There you go. Excellent. So
Prize delivered.
please use that. Please use that. Okay.
Hey,
Now, the
Gabrielle.
other thing is $100. Now, I know we didn't do that a lot last year when I was director of the foundation, but guys, we have a lot to be happy and thankful for. So like I told IPP today, we're going to start taxing people who are happily displayed in the newspaper for congratulations or whatever. And I'm going to start because I am now a celebrity after the changeover. Everybody was calling me, I was in the newspaper. I didn't even know because I don't buy the newspaper, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to start for my pictures in the newspaper when I presented the Paul Harris's. I'm going to start $20 for all the persons that called me and said that you got still in the paper. I know this line, but anyway, you got still in the newspaper. So my $20 starts off the happy dollars for today.
Awesome.
Okay? And then Gina
Marie.
There was congratulations in the chat group for Gina Marie.
Oh, yes. Yes.
$10.
There she is.
I'm here.
Good afternoon, everybody.
So, anybody has something to be happy about? Please speak now. Whoever hold your peace. Past President Stephen Dean, what are you happy about, darling?
I'm just happy to be here. This is Shelby. I'll add to your happy dollars, $10 from me. Happy to be a part of the
Thank
best
you.
club.
Thanks, Shelby. Thank you so much. Anybody else happy? Well, let me call you out now. Ebony, you not happy?
I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. Okay, so
Hey, I'm happy.
Thank you.
I'm happy because I just came from a Caribbean leadership conference.
Nice.
And which had countries from all over the Caribbean and the Bahamas segment and states to date.
Excellent.
The most outstanding, so that's my happy.
Thank you so much. Very much. I appreciate it. We appreciate it, but you know, these funds go towards our Folio Plus. Okay, so thank you very much. And this is going to be going on. Whenever I'm meeting, you all can expect me to come up here and tantalize you guys for happy dollars and raffles. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Catherine. We're now gonna have our fines by Jamal, come Jamal, and then right after that, Danny is gonna close us out with a 4-way test.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator Keno. Today's fines, most people, I don't see much infractions. Everyone seems to be in order, except obviously, that beautiful lady at the end who's pretending to ignore me, who's writing right now. Gabrielle, who came in, late. Yes, Gabrielle, you can put in an extra fine, please. Thank you very much. I'm not sure, you know, either it pays to have a nice smile or it pays to come late, but whatever it is, it works for you today. Except for your fine, okay? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know what, I'm gonna pay you the fine today because I'm your buddy, okay? All right, do you have any other infractions? Sir, what's your name in the fluorescent shirt there?
Oh, wow.
What's that? Wendy?
Wilkie. That's another fine.
Wilkie, your shirt is too bright, man. You get a fine for that shirt, man. All right, but yes, you look at the knee, you look as though you're hiding something. You have a pin? Oh, yes, you do. So you quite well then. Come on, even if you're not finding it, put something in the tin anyway. We need all the help we can get. Okay, anyone online? Yes, see, I can't see. Keno, is everyone out there fixed screen on? No one is in motion except for past President Devine. And you know, his head takes up all the space. I can't really see there much. Devine, oh, very good, Devine, very good. Anyone else there? Any other infractions there? Sabrina Rule. Any other infractions? If you do, remember we are the Rotary, and the motto is it the truth? So if you know you committed some infractions, please ensure you pay some fines. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
All right, thank you very much, Danny. Close us out with our Rotary toast and our 4-way test.
Good evening, County Son for the 4-way test. The things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned?
Concern. Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Is it beneficial to all concerned?
So,
And will it be fun?
Will it be fun?
Good stuff. And for our Rotary toast, to all Rotarians who are here, to all Rotarians who are on here, to all Rotarians everywhere, the Rotary around the world.
Rotary around the world.
Thank you very much. As we wrap up our meeting today, I'm going to invite you to let's take a quick picture with our guest speaker. And if you have any other questions, feel free to come and ask those questions personally. Thank you all for being at our meeting today.
Thank you. That's a fine? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.